Hello, my name is Zhatelier. Welcome back for another episode of EU4 as Palembang. In previous episode, we did capture quite a bit of the coastline over here in Australia, and just in the nick of time because the Portuguese have now started colonising a whole lot of provinces in here. They've already got one colony completed, but we can expect a Portuguese Australia to rear its head soon enough. But that might actually be a good thing for us, because we are technically speaking a colonial nation ourselves, or a nation in the colonial areas, so we can fight against the colonies without having to worry about the intervention from Portugal itself. I'm just looking at the workshops over there. Well, actually, that's the temples. Workshops? I mean, most of these aren't that great either. Anything would be maybe okay. We'd always try to get some more manpower, I guess. Or to save up for more manufacturers. Now that we've got the better stuff unlocked. Of course, another thing is probably try to get a bit of the artillery in here, now that I think of it. That'll be rather handy with the Marines. Again, we'll probably still transport the Marines and artillery separate. Ooh, election season again. So the current ruler is still okay. We could get the extra points there again. We'll get a 50 points somewhere. Okay, more admin points. That's fine by me. And now we're getting 6, 12, and 6. Oh, Portugal claiming provinces. And diplomatic intel from some of these natives here. Well, that'd be one way or another. We are going to be getting a lot of control over here. Actually, we should probably improve our relations with our vassal over here, so that we can eventually annex them. And now we can get the Miltech. It's a bit expensive, but at the same time, having that Miltech is going to be very useful. So we'll do that. We'll get the better cavalry. We've got exactly one option, so the choice is fairly simple. And then I was planning on doing the war against Jambi and the others over here, which we still had the possibility. Oh, right, you're no longer in the war. Right, I would still join on that one. Where's the big fleet that we have? Right, it is actually down here. Has it upgraded? It has upgraded. Okay, so we just park the ships out there. We should be fine, I think. We might also want to get the transport fleet to... Oh, right, that's the... Yeah, we wanted to do the raiding in there. We could also do the raiding down here, now that I think of it. We'll start from there and then here, maybe over there as well. Oh, right, Aero we can actually turn into Centre of Trade. Sure. It's still pretty high devastation, though. So not ideal. We'll probably turn... Oh, we got Centre of Trade on both of these provinces here. Interesting. But this one doesn't have the development to get to level 2 yet. That's another 12 ducats, which is not much. But it's something. Let's sail through the states, or straits, and we'll get another 6 ducats, and then over here we might be able to get a little bit... Nope, never mind. Well, we'll just go ahead and send these off to... Actually, probably just sit over here in Bari. And we can be the first one to get the Maritime Ideal 3. So, sailor maintenance goes down, ships repair faster, which is very handy. Because eventually we'll get the last one we'll get the repair at coastal zones, which is going to be very, very useful. Especially in something like this, where we just keep the ships blockading main enemy ports and all that, without a worry in the world. Right, it might be time for us to declare the war. The transport fleet is still on its way, but we can keep this somewhat secure in here. Because where's the Ayutthaya fleet? So they've got 28 ships there. We might want to bring in the transport fleet first. And it's on its way, so we'll wait for that one to arrive. We don't actually need the Marines right now. Let's bring this one in here. For example, over there. We can actually just, well, we're not using that... Oh, actually, we've got a massive income of sailors anyway. We get a lot from provinces, and 50% from being Pirate Republic. Press gangs... More press gang... Oh, right, no, the press gang increases the sailors and the speed, okay. Yeah, so we are getting a lot of sailors, so even if we have the fleet out in here, it won't really do much. But we could probably go and park this fleet over here to Cape Kamau. Oh, we also need a leader. Oh, there we go. That's actually pretty good. Massive maneuver. Pretty good fire. Oh, where did they move their fleet? I swear it was in here. Are you... No, Ayutthaya is not in the war anymore. Let's just double check that it's not in the Gulf of Siam either. No, it isn't. Oh. They're going through Malacca, okay. They're probably going all the way to Andaman Sea then. Let's go ahead and check out that. They're probably going to one of these ports in here. I don't know which one. But we'll just keep them busy there. Or blockade it in there, rather. There's one ship there. Oh, okay. They went all the way to Tawami. That's too far away for a supply limit, though. Okay, well, we'll just go ahead and get the ships into Strait of Johor then. And we've got the transport ships somewhere. Still quite far away. Okay, well, that can wait. As long as we can keep the straits over here blockaded, so that the Ayutthaya can't get their troops too easily. They might still be able to transport some over here, though. So that's something that we should probably keep a bit of an eye on. But I think we are ready for this war now. Well, as ready as we will be. So we'll have to go for the capital, which is actually the Gold Province. Okay. But yeah, so we'll start this war. I believe, yes, we can move through here. So let's wait for a moment. Oh, did Jumbo not join? Oh, no, they did join in, but it's not Jumbo's army over here. Where's Jumbo's army, then? I don't know. Oh, they're actually bringing their fleet out here as you play. They're bringing a fleet? Oh, yeah, Jumbo's fleet trying to get back home. Oh, well, too bad for them. There we go, we captured 2 of them. I guess we'll just take those ships, send them to Bangka, repair there. We can then send them to do some more privateering, for example. Oh, that's where Jumbo's army is. It's in Malacca. Well, in that case, what I can do is just I'm gonna leave the cavalry in here for a moment and move the rest of the armies up here. Just do the siege, and then the cavalry can move into the island as well. Oh, we don't even have enough troops for this. Oh, wow. Oh, we need 19. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess we need to get some marines in here. I mean, we've got the marine army. We could probably just get the artillery from there, actually. And that would get us to 19, I guess. Which I suppose begs the question. I guess we'll just separate the transport fleet over here just to bring those quickly. We'll leave the marines in here still. For now. Probably not for too long, but yeah, so we'll get the Jumbo sieges underway. Unfortunately, I suppose we can still do the naval barrage here regardless. It's not enough to start the siege, but yeah, 19 regiments, that's actually quite a bit. I guess one option is we can just hire another infantry over here in Bangka. To get to 20 total. Heated debates. I guess we'll have to take a bit of loan over here. Unless we can... No, we can't raid there. Let's double check if there's any sneaky raiding that we can do somewhere else. I guess the answer is no, we cannot. Okay, well, I guess it's a loan time. The fact that we need 19 regiments is actually quite a bit in there. I suppose base 15... And they got the 33% increase in there. That's, yeah, fair. So I'm guessing they got the defensive... Yeah, they got the defensive ideas completed. Alright then. How far are the transports? Still a little bit of distance. Range, bring fertility to Indian Ocean Islands. Alright then. Yeah, so we'll bring the artillery to help with the sieges. It's probably not going to be a bad idea anyway. And then we'll just go ahead and transport that one over, probably to Bangka. But the idea with this war is just we'll take Jambi, and we'll take a little bit of land from the primary goal over here. I mean, getting the gold mine on the capital would be nice, but probably not possible. So going for the fort over here is probably the next best thing. Hey, we can do a government reform finally. It took a while. Let's see, what is the next one on the list? Guiding principle, administration. Political principle, administration, possible policies +1. Moral principle, diplomacy, possible policies +1. Defensive or defense principle, military, possible policies. Military principle, winning wars grants 5 Republican tradition. Separate pieces do not count. And Republican tradition goes down a little bit. Less separatism and more max absolutism. On the other hand, the Republic is surrounded by enemies who seek the destruction of our state. The restoration of the monarchy, it is our uttermost priority, our principle, to use our military might to expand the Republic. I'm going to go with that one, actually. Sure, it means that we won't get the tradition as quickly otherwise, but if we just do a whole lot of wars, we can keep it pretty high overall. Oh, right, that's the Ayutthaya fleet over there. Okay, okay. We don't have the transport fleet in here yet. Once we do, we can have the transport fleet there, and the big fleet can go and hunt down the Ayutthayan fleet, which seems to be going down here somewhere. I guess our transport fleet got hit there slightly. Oh, not trade fleet. Got hit there slightly. Oh, global trade. End of the Portuguese-Ottoman conflicts. The Ottoman generators and Portuguese musketeers are no longer available. Okay. So where did the global trade spawn? Lincolnshire. Okay. I don't think it's it's not really spreading to us yet. We might be able to get that through the Portuguese later. Partially because we don't have any level 3 Central Australia. How far is the transport fleet? Not too far off. Hopefully it can actually make its way here. But IOTI's got their fleet in here somewhere. We just need to figure out where they are once the transport fleet is in here. We'll keep the transport fleet in search of Johor, and the big fleet can go ahead and blockade the IOTIan fleets in their port. Oh. Grain and wine prices dropped drastically for 2 years. Massive volcanic activity. Right, so let's get these to trade with Johor. We can get this fleet out momentarily. We can also go ahead and let's just combine these, send these off to... Are we still building another army? No, there's still one regiment there. I guess we'll go ahead and send this off north. The other fleet is going to be arriving shortly. Oh, and we lost a claim on Binton. I don't know where the... Oh, is that their fleet? Well, it's a one ship there. It's not really a fleet. Okay, let's just double check that they're not in... they're not at their port yet. Okay, we'll need to keep a bit of an eye on the situation. And we did get the... Oh, no, we haven't got the reinforcements to the island here. Well, we'll probably have those soon enough, though. Especially with the extra cannons, that's going to be very helpful. Right, where is their enemy fleet? Let's also give orders to hunt enemy fleets. Which one would this be? South China Sea? We'll see where we can find them. Oh, there they are. Right, they are heading to Straits of Makassar. So down here. I'm going to try to catch them. We won't be able to see them... Well, I suppose we can see them at least going up to there, and then we can see where they're going from there. Yeah, they're going to Java Sea, we can catch them there. And that's going to be inland sea, so our galleys are going to be very effective. They're going to be locked in. Yeah, they're locked in, so we're going to have a battle. And we are going to sink them. Probably capture quite a few of their ships as well. My goodness, we got massive advantage in terms of morale. We got the engagement width quite a bit wider. We're going to have a lot more ships in the combat. And my goodness, they are just melting. Yeah, they lost most of their fleet there. Captured 9 ships. So that's pretty decent. And now their ships are just trying to sail away as quickly as they can. We can probably go ahead and get these into... Well, first of all, it's probably going to go... I don't actually know. It's probably going to sail all the way back to the ports. Yeah, they're going through Karamata Straits. Oh, actually, we can do a bit of raided coast over there in the meanwhile. I'm going to assume that it's probably over here because that's the closest port, I would imagine. We'll just go ahead and send the fleet there. We'll send in the ships that... Oh! Right, first of all, let's get the transport fleet out of here. Combine that in there. So now we can transport 21 regiments at once, if need be. Of course, we could just get rid of one of those if we are getting close to over our force limit. Yeah, actually, we are over our force limit already. So we'll go ahead and remove one of the transports, which is the most damage, which I guess we'll get rid of one of the cogs. Because 20 regiments is still going to be more than enough, I hope. Well, technically speaking, we've got... yeah, no, we've got exactly 20 in there right now. How's the siege going? Okay, we've got 7%. That's 14%. Oh, because the flagship left. Right, and they did... Okay, they got a bit of troops there. I don't know where the fleet is... Yeah, it's still going to Malaya Sea, so they are probably heading up here. I'm also going to take the lightship away. Then that up here. And then these two can probably join back into the privateering of Malacca. They've got a lot of troops heading south, but I don't think they are able to cross the strait, I hope. If they are, then we might be screwed. No, they're not. Okay, good. So we can just keep them sitting in there. Maybe taking a bit of attrition as well. Any raiding that we could do in here? Brunei, I guess. But not too much beyond that. Just get a bit of cash, actually. Yeah, but I suppose the maintenance of the army is pretty sizable. All the reinforcements that we have to do. Oh, another disease outbreak. Lovely. Just what we needed. We've got the enemy fleet over here blockaded. That's what we wanted. We'll probably go ahead and send some of the ships to be repaired. We'll still have 21 galleys in here, which is still going to be more than enough to keep the enemy at bay. But with the good admiral as well, it should be totally fine. Hey, there we go. Okay, so we capture a trade ship. Wait, so where was that? Oh, on our way to repair. I wasn't expecting that, but sure, I'll take that. So there's a whole lot of troops from Ayutthaya. I don't suppose... No. Oh. Where are they? Where the heck are... Oh, it's a tiny nation over there. A vassal of Ayutthaya. Well, I mean, that's not really going to be much of a problem. They have no navies, and the troops can't reach here. So we should be fine. Because we don't have the enemy place siege down yet. Or the enemy capital siege down yet. Merchant suffering. I guess we'll take the trade power reduction there. And on our way out... Oh, let's do a bit of raiding there. We capture yet another ship. Oh, no, that's the trade fleet, actually. Okay, there we go. Water shortage in Linga Islands. So we should be able to get that soon-ish. I suppose if we were to get the flagship in here, then yeah, it would be pretty easy. But it's currently busy keeping the... Well, I think it's busy repairing, but it will be busy keeping the Ayutthaya fleet at bay over there. See, there we go. 400... Oh, yeah, 400 days. We've got that sorted out now. I guess we could just combine these into one army right now. Get to Jambi, and then Jambi, I think you... Okay, that would be... Yeah, that would be... Okay, Delhi would be a potential coalition partner in there, but that's not too bad. They would not want the peace deal yet. Well, I'm also going to be taking all the money. But yeah, I suppose once we defeated their fleet over here, which that was easy, they might be more willing to take the peace deal. Not yet. Okay, well. We'll start marching down towards the next target. Who only has 4,000 men. Oh, this is going to be easier. Greatly kill were disbanded. Right, that reminds me, we've got another ship over here. I guess we can just send that to privateer in Malacca. Join the fray. And then, speaking of which, over here we've got a transport ship that, well, we'll get out now. We could probably... This is a brigantine, actually. So we could probably just get that into the trade fleet, or the transport fleet in here. Oh, speaking of which, we could do another raid there. Still losing a bit of money, although not as bad anymore. The missionaries are costing us a little bit. Oh, and... Naive enthusiast. That's not good. I guess we need to change our leader next election anyway. Right, we're starting to get to a conundrum in... Well, actually, we don't need the fleet over here yet. Oh, natural scientist died. Do we have a inflation reduction? No, we've got a natural scientist though, so we can get on a second one. Keep the production value a decent amount. Gold is giving us over 5.5 ducats right now. I mean, the inflation is starting to be pretty high. Yeah, so we'll just combine these fleets here. That's going to be enough to keep the enemies at bay there. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and just leave like 20 galleys in here. The rest of this fleet is going to get over here to start blockading the other foe. And Jambi, you still don't want to take a peace deal? You don't want to get annexed? Well, a pity. Which, how is the Portuguese colonies doing in here? Well, they are about to be completed. And they've got the, yeah, Tasmania is already completely theirs. They just need these two and they can form a colony. Actually, they also got, right, New Caledonia is not part of that. They've got a colony over here in New Zealand as well. Which is going to make it a little bit tricky for us, but I suppose, yeah, it's not that bad. We can still fight them off later on, especially once they have the colonial nation formed. It should be a bit easier. Right, taking a bit of attrition down here in the Malaccas areas right now. Luckily, Malacca did move their troops away, so we won't be taking attrition currently. Perfume industry. Oh, incense price goes up. There we go, 35% boost there, so that's going to be a lot of money for us. Well, so quickly seize this one, and then we'll probably have to go for the enemy capital. The sooner we get that started, the better. Now, we're still a bit behind in admin tech, so that's the next thing that we probably need to focus on. Is the printing press is starting to spread into more areas. It's still not present in anywhere it's going to be spreading to us, but it will eventually start doing that. And it's not spreading across from Kilwa either. Actually, that reminds me, we could just put in the institution spread edict over here. So as soon as it's spread over there. Oh, right. It's currently saying that it's expensive, but that's fine. Ah, we lost an admiral. How much would it cost? I mean, it's a decent bit. I'm going to get a new one, though. 5341. I mean, that's not too bad. In fact, that's pretty darn good. And we should be done with the siege over here shortly. Here, there we go. Let's get up to the enemy capital, start sieging that one down. Hey, Colonise Australia. So if we were to declare war on Colonise Australia, we're fighting Spain. Ah, right, so they would not get any allies. I'm not going to do that yet. I kind of want them to keep, or stay alive, but preferably, you know, elsewhere. And I can focus down the rest of this. I'm going to let the Portuguese actually colonize that as well before we even consider the war against them. Because the more provinces we can take from them, especially on the coastline, the better. Oh, well, speak of the devil. That should now switch hands to the... Yep, there we go. That's Portuguese Australia. Right, so our foe over here... Well, we could do the artillery barrage, but I'm a little bit reluctant on using points right now because we're still behind in tech. By quite a bit, actually, compared to some of the Europeans. Actually, not that much in the end anymore, but we are still behind in tech, for sure. I guess one thing that I could do is just build a bit of... Oh, actually, no. Jambi, I want to get the peace with you first. Okay, you're almost there to accepting that. Almost. Would they now be willing to take it? Yes, they would. Huzzah! We have returned. I'll start making the core. That does mean that that's going to slowly delay our efforts a bit. Yeah, there we go. We've got one of our cores back. Finally. And this is actually still supposedly... Yeah, it's still part of our states. Good. We've got a fort over here, so that's also quite handy. I'm sure that we can siege down the enemy capital here. They might try to move past us. But I suppose if that is the case... No, they're just sitting there. Okay. If that was the case, we could just leave a couple units in here and go after that army, hunt it down, and then return to siege it. As long as we keep some troops making sure that the siege doesn't end, we should be alright. Not a whole lot of places to raid quite yet, but they will be. They will be. Of course, we'll be getting some money from the peace deals as well, so it's not all bad. Because we do have one loan that we need to pay back, which is somewhat unfortunate. Oh, but Colony Imbiri is almost done. I do actually wonder, what are the... Oh, that's 10 development down there. That's very likely to build or produce some more spices. So yeah, we might want to start colonizing more Sulawesi sooner or later. But I think right now it might be best to just make sure that the coastline is colonized as much as possible. Actually, this one would be pretty nice as well. As soon as we got the colonists available, we'll send it down here. Which might actually be just in... well, as soon as we get a successful set of settlers or extra settlers in there. Through the colonists, so that should be fine. But anyway, we'll get that done. The siege over here, well, there's a water shortage. So at least we're slowly getting forward. And now actually what we can do is we can send in the spy network over here to be built. So at least that way... Actually, we don't need the curry favors in Spain anymore. That's 100 days to return from there, but that's alright. Getting a bit of spy network will actually allow us to siege down the port faster. It's not going to be a huge increase or reduction in the time there, but it does help. Oh, there we go, 42%. That's as far as it goes, unless we can start reducing the defenders quite drastically. I mean, it's already below 4,000, but it needs to be below 2,500 to get the next penalty. Non-enforcement ordinances. We'll take the autonomy. Oh, disease outbreak. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate timing. Yeah, Ayutthaya is not going to be able to do too much in this war. We're keeping their fleet... Oh, there we go. There's the colony done. Let's immediately get working. Oh, no. The Portuguese are already arriving in here. I could start colonizing inland to make sure that they don't get further in there. Or just colonize the... Oh, they're going for that as well. I could send in there. The colonizing that was... Well, okay. I could colonize this, actually, inland. Because then I can get the connection points between here. Oh, and there's Queensland. I suppose we could turn that into a state. How's a vassal? Right, so I suppose vassal is currently in the war with us. They are still not particularly loyal. We have been improving relations a bit, but it's going to take a while. We could, in theory, force religion. Liberty desire would increase drastically, but that would technically improve relations with them over time. Of course, right now they are very disloyal. I'm not too worried about that, though. Does mean that we lose a bit of income and whatnot, but it's not that bad. Now we just need to get the siege done over here in Sumatra. And then we're going to hunt down that small army, start heading further north. We'll start drafting a peace deal with the enemies here so we can get a truce going. At least, hopefully. Hey, there we go. It's only 330 days that it took. Now let's go and sack out the army. That should be one of the easiest battles that we had in a while. Although they got a decent general, and they got the terrain advantage, but of course that's not enough. Detach the siege and continue onwards. I want to make sure that they don't have the ability to build more troops here right now. And actually, we can park the fleet outside here, so that should be pretty good for the blockade. Should make the siege a lot easier. We only need 12 regiments over here as well, so that's actually quite nice. There we go, so that's one of the sieges done already. We'll group out these troops and then just get them in there. And let's get the naval barrage over here, shall we? So we start at 14%, or minus 14%. That shouldn't be too bad. So I wonder, if I want to take the port over there, they would give me that. They would not give me the second province. Not yet, at least. I suppose getting these two would be alright. We can then, in the next war against them, we can take the further inland there. We need to wait for a little while. I suppose we probably need to get that siege done first. And actually, I'm not going to even send these into the siege there. I don't think they need it. I'm going to take the cavalry even out of there. Just bring them out of there because the cavalry is a bit more expensive than the infantry. So using them on the siege is a bit of waste because the attrition is going to cost us more. But we can still get the sieges done over here at relatively good speed. I would not take a white piece yet. No. Okay. Well, I mean, they are quite strong, but of course, they won't be able to do much against us. White Island Nation and all that. Alright, so the siege... not siege. The colonization started in here. We still need to do quite a bit more work to get that sort of... It's only 500 natives as well, so that's not too bad. But yeah, if we were to colonize or capture Australia in here, we can get at least some provinces. We could probably get the... Actually, where's their capital? Is it down here? Or is it in New Zealand? It is in New Zealand, okay. So to get the war against the world, we'd have to do a landing in there. I mean, it's not too difficult. Actually, that would be quite splendid because that would then allow us to start expanding into New Zealand without having to colonize anything there initially. Because that is probably... Oh, yeah. Australia is colonizing in here. Or Portugal, rather, is colonizing in here. We might just wait until that is done. Although there's a good chance that they'll then start expanding in there on their own. So that's a bit of a problem, I reckon. Yeah, we've got a bit of options in here on how we're going to deal with this. Any more raiding that we could do easily? A tiny bit. It's not a whole lot of money, though. There's maybe a little bit over here in Mozambique Channel that we could real quick go and do. We'll send the galleys there. That should be more than plenty. It's going to be outside the supply range, though, so that's a bit of a problem. Bribes grow more, except... Oh, bollocks. That's not what I wanted. That's definitely not what I wanted. There we go. 29 ducats. It ain't much. It'll do. Right, so in the meanwhile, the siege is still ongoing. It's still 28%. Okay, 42%. At least we got the blockade, or +2 from the blockade thanks to the flagship in here. As well... no, we don't have the blockade from there. No. Oh. Right, we could get another one of the naval... Oh. Ship trade power provocation plus 25%, and naval force limit modifier plus 50%. That would be a huge... Oh, and that would also give us the recover naval morale speed plus 25%. That could be quite handy. Consider that we are quite... Yeah, we'll actually go and take that. Because we haven't managed to catch up in admin tech yet. That would increase corruption quite drastically. If we were to save up for the Diplotech. It would be a nice Diplotech to have, but I don't think we need that yet. Actually, that's right. I know what we're going to do. So we're going to wait until the printing press is... Actually, it's already present in at least one province there. It is already spreading to us as well. It's not spreading very quickly, perhaps, but it is spreading. And we got the edict in there already, so that's good. So the Portuguese are colonizing a whole lot of stuff in here. Oh, slave ship captured. Oh. Well, there we go. A bit of manpower. A whole lot of sailors. 14,000 sailors. How the heck do we get that much? Okay, I'm sure. Hey, there we go. Done the siege there. Right, so would you be willing to take the peace deal yet? No. Getting closer, though. Getting definitely closer. Right, we got a small naval battle in here. And we got 4 ships out of it, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and send this one to there. We can probably go ahead and take the transport ships as well down to Strait of Johor. And then I suppose the big fleet itself can go ahead and blockade Gulf of Siam. To make it a bit more costly for the Iotans. And then maybe they are more willing to, you know, take the peace deal. Or take a white peace or something, so we can then do a bit more severe peace deal with the others. Ah, right, there was the native uprising over here. Well, at least we're dealing with that. Election season, alright then. I'm gonna change the ruler now. I'm still probably gonna go with the smuggler though. Because we want to get the Diplo points. Although, admittedly, the admin probably would have been pretty good at one as well. I'm going to go with the core creation goals and aggression expansion impact reduction right now, because we are expanding a lot. Oh, we converted that one. Excellent. Right, so Liberty Side is at least going down, but now at least the relation with our vassal is much, much better. Because we're no longer heretics to one another and all that. There we go. The army's over here. Ooh. Wait, is Ayutthaya fighting another war? No, they've just got some troops, Patani's troops over there sitting around. Because of course they do. Alright, so we're going to combine these. Oh, calm. I mean, that's actually pretty good. Now we're blockading the capital, so is Ayutthaya... Well, they are losing a lot of money right now, at least. They're not willing to take a white peace yet. Patani, they would actually take the peace deal now. I can probably take a bit of cash as well. It's basically nothing. But it's better than... zero, so I suppose we'll just take that. Some of the two provinces are now at peace type. Oh, King Under the Mountain. What does that do? Unrest? For 20 years -1? A permanent claims on East Java. Oh, I like the sound of that. Get a bit of course underway. So we got permanent claims over here. Oh, yeah, permanent claims over here. We don't have permanent claims everywhere, I don't think, but we've got some at least. No, okay, Banton is over there. That's not enough, but yeah, there we go. I got a bit more territory. Got some forts. We are paying quite a bit of money right now, though. Mostly the root corruption. I think we're going to reduce the root corruption a little bit. Reduce it from half a point per year to like, I don't know, quarter point per year. There's still a deficit, but it's not as bad. We can also go ahead and maybe mothball a couple of the forts down here. This one's still okay. There's still a lot of devastation that we're reducing, although it's not that bad anymore. It's still substantial enough to... that one we can probably keep on, because there's probably going to be some fighting over here soon enough. Right, any more raiding that we could do? I mean, there's a tiny bit. Also go ahead and get the big fleet over here grouped up again. I guess we'll get that to Belitung, for example, and then the transport fleet can probably get over there where the army is. I suppose we could also send some of the ships to be repaired from that piracy or privateering fleet. And let's have a look at Malacca. So, pirates do have a decent bit of power. They're not necessarily as much as one might hope. But it's a decent amount. But I do see that we are actually out of time with this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if I haven't already. I'll get the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.